Hi guys, Retro Tech Ralph here. Right, we're finally going to get around to doing a repair video. This is my Xbox One controller. I don't have an Xbox One. Before anybody says anything, I am still Retro Tech. I am still stuck in the 80s. So, this came to me, it's almost 2 years ago. I was on Freegal and I went to somebody who was giving away, I thought was a couple of PS2s. It turned out it was a couple of PS1s. It was misworded in the description. But fine, I took the PS1s, I've done something with them. In the box, there was this, an Xbox One controller. And I've done nothing with this until lately. I was doing the streaming on Twitch, and I was told, look, you need to buy, well, I thought myself, I use an Xbox 360 controller, which is wired on a USB plugged into the PC, which is fine, which is great, except that feels better. That's nice. Everything feels a lot better. It's exactly the same layout as a 360 controller. The problem with this is going through the testing, pairing this up to the PC with the Windows for Xbox One wireless adapter, I think it is. This controller doesn't seem to be in the right place. So I'm guessing that the little bit of wear on here, it has been used, but it's been sat in here for 2 years, or almost 2 years at least, doing absolutely nothing. So tested out, this controller needs that stick replacing. This stick is perfect, so I don't need to do anything. So I looked on eBay, comes up with a couple of, I think it was £4.50, £5 for a couple of these lovely controllers. That feels nice and smooth. I don't think I'll bother changing that one because it doesn't seem to have done anything. All tests for that showed it perfect. That one didn't do much on the up. Down was okay, left I think was okay, right wasn't that good, but up it would it would stay up and then it wouldn't do anything. I've watched a few videos, like this channel goes, I've tried to watch things. If it doesn't seem to work, then if it's more than what I can do, then I won't bother trying to do it because I'm not that good at the time. This is kind of the same time, so I'm going to try with this. Controllers come, plenty of pins. There are how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 pins on this. The actual top part comes off, or pushes in place. The stripping down of this is going to be an absolute pain in the arse. I will replace this part on that. Actually, I think quality-wise, this one's possibly better. So what I need to do is strip this down, and this is the problem with it. It is awkward to strip one of these down, but it's not. So I'll go through what you need to do with this. Now, in true Blue Pizza fashion, that's a target audience for the UK only. Here's most of what I've done earlier. Right, these panels do come off of the side, which hide 2 screws. 1 and 2 down here. They're only clipped on these, so it's a case of getting the clips off, which is usually down this stretch here, to unfasten these. So I will try it on this side. Behind the battery compartment there is one there anyway. I have not peeled this off. This is what the only worrying thing about this controller is. Yes, it was free. Yes, it was part of a part that things I picked up, and it is free, but that has already been peeled off by somebody else. I've got no barcode on there, so it's impossible to do anything else with. But it does explain there's a 5th screw there, so there's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the 5th in the middle. Right. So obviously I've done something, so I took this off. So that's the left side. It does say nothing on there, but it's one shape which doesn't seem to fit on the other side anyway, so that goes in the parts bin. I think to try and get that inside there and try and make sure I'm in the right part, with one of these spudgy little tools, I probably recommend using plastic ones instead of the metal ones. underneath where the trigger button is. I have not took this to pieces yet. That's it. Get underneath where the trigger is and try and get underneath there to take this one off. I've not broken anything. That's still fine. That's still fine. There. These look like just guides to get somewhere in. I actually thought by taking this, what I thought with left off would be fine, but the other side said left as well. So we have now these two pieces off. Yours will be a different colour, obviously. Mine is kind of weirdly pink with these two little markings on here, so I'm guessing the person who was playing this had this on a desk all the time and was playing and whatever, and has rubbed off those two. I can probably find some paint and dab these two up anyway and do something with it, but it's a nice magenta pink colour, which is not exactly me, but because everything on my stuff is blue, but yeah, that doesn't really matter. It's an absolutely gorgeous controller, so we'll continue with this. Right, according to the videos, this is the easy part. 5 screws. I would put it on the electric screwdriver, but I just can't be arsed. Is it a T8 screw or a T7 screw? They have the hole in the middle. I'll give you the on here. There we go, there's the middle. Yeah, I've got a hole in the middle. There's a security screw. I don't think there's actually a... See, again, this is worrying me a little bit, is... If this does work, this has paired to my PC. There's no actual middle part on here, so I'm guessing the person has already been inside this. But when I got this controller from... Right, the whole full story while I'm doing this is... Freagle, hi, would you like a couple of PS... I thought 2 PS PlayStations. 2, I misheard of being PlayStations. I thought it was a PS1. Oh, no, actually, I thought it was 2 PS2s. But no, it wasn't. It was just a PS1. Just one PS1 and some other bits and bats, controller and whatever else. But this is the nice thing about this. This just probably was worth, a couple of years ago, quite a few quid. So, like I say, it's been sat doing absolutely nothing. Ooh, that's strange. Right, the 5 screws are out. You will, if you're doing this at home, knock a hole in there, cut a hole away in there, and that's easy. Right, okay, so that top bit just comes straight off. Wow. That's kind of very easy. That's worrying me a little bit because it's that easy. So, see, there you go. Look, that is stuck in that position. That one springs back because obviously everything is on that, and it's not good. Oh, ooh, hello. Okay. So very easy to get the other part off as well. Right, we're watching videos on this. Yes, that comes off. I'll give that a bit of a clean because there's a bit of a schmutz and goo and all sorts of stuff, but that'll be when I reassemble over there. Now, we have a basic construction on the joypad. You got your trigger buttons. This kind of stops before it, well, as it hits the board underneath, which is kind of strange. Same on the other side. 2 motors. 2 offset motors. Ooh, one is bigger than the other, so you get more vibration on the left hand. So when you're controlling, oh, that's really not very good, is it? Oh, yeah, okay, I can see something there. It looks like this corner bit's been worn away as it gets in the middle. So yeah, that's why it's sticking there and not doing very well. Luckily, I bought the 2. I mean, that hasn't got a problem. It's fine. I mean, at this stage, I could no, actually, I can't. I was going to say I could possibly change the buttons on this, but there's actually no need to. I'll have a guess that you've got to think is somebody young anyway, that will be he's got this and he's kind of destroyed this, and it doesn't actually. Yeah, he won't be around to fixing it, but rather buying new, which is not what I do. Well, occasionally I do. Right, to next part, I need to take this board off here. I was kind of thinking because that's the back of the second thumb pad, that's the back of the first. If I could remove this out of the way, as it is, to not go too deep, I can remove the solder off all of these contacts around here, but this is in the way. So I think it might be better removing screw down there. So you got a wireless plug there which pops off. Screw down there, so this should then slide off. Or can I take off? I don't want to go too deep with this because it might be more problems than it solves. I actually saw on one video that you could take off the circuit board and replace the LED behind the Xbox logo, and that would be a different mod. I don't want to do too much on this because it is nice as it is and it's quite simple as it is. That kind of doesn't want to come off properly as it is. So what I'm going to do is attempt to look into whether or not I can remove with this screw here, do something with this thumbstick, the left trigger button, and expose everything underneath here, which actually pulling back, that does expose everything, and I can desolder this from here. So that's actually quite an easy way of doing it. That one would be absolutely dead easy to do because it's all exposed. So I'm going to try and put something in there to try and wedge out, to try and unsolder all these parts, and I'll get back to you in a few minutes. Okay, I've been busy. Right, we've still got this to that level. I have removed this one screw here. It would be possible and maybe advisable to remove both of these screws to get this circuit board out, but the motor is still attached there, and there's these two grey and black cables that are attached round and underneath to here and round, and it's the trigger buttons. Ah, okay, that keeps falling out, getting annoying. I'm going to break the cable, I know I will, but you can get that out of the way a little bit to get to all of these contacts on here. So once you've done that, you've got enough room. You can see that it does come out quite a bit without fully dismantling. The only thing I see with fully dismantling is this headphone jack port here. It is not soldered in place, it's just pushed fit into place in the right bit, and then it's pushed onto the contacts when it's screwed into place, which is nice. You haven't got to faff too much with it, but it does be a little bit loose. So, it does be a little bit. Yeah, alright, my English is getting worse, but yeah. It's all out. So what you need then is one of your new controllers, because I'll show you the old one. They are very similar. Well, barely, but yeah. The old one, that's stuck in the up position. That's stuck in the right position. Down is fine, but left isn't. So something is broken along the lines here. I have watched a video. I need a putty drive screw, a pair of pliers will do, that they do actually recommend opening this side bit up and that side bit up. And what you do is once that is screwed in place, it's soldered in place, that will just open up. You take out this track part here and replace that. However, I don't think that is the case on this. This is still stuck always, so it's the centre part that is actually knackered on this. So let me get that back into place in the right place and pushed in. Good. So that's still going there, there. So it eats something inside here. Maybe it just needed a damn good amount of glue. What is wrong with me? Glue. No, not glue. Don't put glue inside it. See, the bit that worries me is my videos, I don't really edit them, I kind of just put them together. Right, you probably oil. It's probably a lot of crap that's inside here and there, which would have been better to actually do without, but a bit of oil down there would have released everything. I don't know. The just absolutely cake it with oil or grease just to get it loose, but it's stuck. That's not normal. Left and right. Yeah, it is nice to when you're banking a plane around and you think, oh, hold on a minute, I just need to go get a drink. Yeah, it's banking. And that's it. And then come back, yeah, I'll just put it back in place. It's not what you need to do. So that just needs replacing anyway. So that's out of the way. The new one. Yeah, that doesn't stay up, down, left, right. So either that one or this one. I'm not replacing both, so we'll keep one to one side. So from the opposite corner, and that parts fell out by the way, so don't worry about that. The side with 3 pins goes into here, closest to the chassis, and the 2 pins go far outside. If you've took enough solder off, and you've been patient, and you've properly desoldered everything on these pins here, they're quite obvious because they're quite square, then this should just drop straight into place. The pins might be a little bit out of shape. I mean, let me get you a little bit closer if I can. You can see all the pins in there. I mean, these ones here, I can't actually feel them, but the ones over here, they're really through, and you can see they're really through. On this side they aren't. I think they're a little thinner, or maybe it's the aftermarket part which isn't that good. There's a gap there which I don't know why I've got a gap there. Maybe a pair of long nose pliers I can do something with on this angle. Oh, hello. Yeah, that's better. And to push through a little bit better. Long nose pliers, just push it into place. More. There might be a bit of solder that's not done off one of these contacts here. It might be that one because there's a lot in there. Just try and squeeze it into place. The beauty of having 2 and only replacing 1 is if I mess this up, then it's not that bad. I can feel that one there. It's kind of odd that it's the pins are higher up on this side than this side. I don't know why. Okay, I'll leave that with me. I mean, even if it's actually showing like they are there now, because I can see in the middle of there, that is there. It should solder to that quite well. Actually, that is all up there, isn't it? I can feel that with the yeah. These pins on this side here, on the left side, might be longer, and I think they are actually longer. So I need to solder these 4 pins in maybe first while forcing the joypad down, and then do the rest in on their own. Yeah, they're all kind of there. That one isn't. So maybe it's that one that's the problem. Anything? I mean, they are shorter. You can see this is for the button, the push button. So they are kind of shorter, these 4 over here. Now let me get resoldering. I'm not going to show you this because, to be honest, you've got to go at your own pace, because this is an absolute, it's not a nightmare to do, it's essential. You just need to make sure things are clean, everything's clear, and honestly, for some reason that does feel a bit like it's about to stick. Why is that sticking there? Okay, maybe I'll use the other one. I'll get the other one used, which is this one here. Yeah, okay, that feels better. Make sure everything's lined up. Yeah, everything's showing there. Let's get resoldering and get this back to normal. It would have been easier to, I think there's one video that says take off these black and grey wires here and take out this entire board, then you've got the entire board to play with. But yeah, I like to do things a little bit more awkwardly. Let's get resoldering, get this back in place and done. Soldering done. Right, what I recommend is use flux. Don't care if it's pipe flux, whether or not it's low, whatever's flux, just use some flux. Because the circuits on these are a pain in the arse to actually get any standard solder adhered to. But if you look there, it's actually not a bad job once I've got some flux on there. Nice, defined blobs. Everything's on. Probably a bit like little excess on the solder, but that is spot on. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to remove, is that the old one or the new one? I think these two are the new ones. That one, it's not bad. It's a, should I or shouldn't I? I don't know. New, old. Alright, well, we'll go for all new. We'll keep that one just in case anyway, because the older one's a little bit crapped up. So we'll keep that into his box of parts. So they just stick onto place, put in the right bit, force in, done. I did unscrew, like I said, I did unscrew that screw there to give me more leverage to get onto here, but once it's done, it just saves dismantling everything else. That's still on, the wires are out of the way, that's good and good. So, I am not going to replace the LED on that. I need a little bit of a clean up on certain things while it's in this state. While it's kind of done. I mean, this isn't mine. This has been, well, this is mine. This has been here for quite a few years now. Right. So we don't need any screws in there. There's 5 screws holding everything to piece back in. This fell out, which is, I guess, part of that, although this wants cleaning anyway. The good thing about all gooey, greasy, and whatever is this stuff over years, it dries out and just brushes straight off. Yeah, isopropanol the whole thing. If you're that well inclined, I will do that afterwards. Why is that not there? I'm sure that goes in there. Top and bottom. Looks like there's a bigger part on one part than the other. So, does that go there? Yeah. And that goes in one way as well, because that's not symmetrical. Or is it? Might be. Nope. No, it isn't. Nope. There we go. The bottom switch doesn't do that one. Okay. There is one way this will go in, I assume. Gives a bit more spring with those. Ah, right, okay, so these give it more spring. Doesn't fit properly. What a pain in the arse. Well, let me figure out how this goes back in place, because this is now becoming funny to put this back together. It kind of dropped off at the beginning without me knowing. That goes on afterwards then. Okay, hold on. Right, does that go in there? No, does that go in there? This should go in one way anyway. Right, there we go. So you've got the triangle, the short piece at the bottom. That will go over and hold things in place. There's a longer part there, shorter part at the top. The short part goes at the top. Holds everything in. There we go. Happy. So, we don't need those. We need a case. Right. I'm told, after a bit of a clean up, it's amazing these actually get the goo and crap of what your hands are giving out all on the edges. So give it a bit of clean. I said the outside will be done with isopropyl afterwards. It's giving it a quick tickle now. Now that fits perfect. However, putting it the other way around will push things out. The top section, sorry, the back section was putting in, but these battery clips need to go through here. And the recommendation is just push in the triggers a little bit as you put it in place. Apparently, that is the way. Everything in place on here. That looks good, that looks good. Fully put them down. There we go. See, it looks a bit odd because you've got this gap along here, but that's meant to be there. So let me get a screw in the centre. Got my second screwdriver there. I'm using manual because it's a little bit easier to do. That's held everything in place, has it? Yes. The headphone socket is in place. The USB-ish is there. Just checking every button works before I put things back into place permanently. Or semi-permanently. There's nothing worse than doing this now and then finding out you just put a screw straight through some cables. Always make sure you look into the screw holes to see whether or not there's anything that's not the right colour. Don't have it too tight unless you're an absolute sadist, and then you're going to break the plastics. So enough to feel that it's just squeezing into place. If it doesn't go in properly to start with, then unscrew and put it back in, because you're cross-threading and you don't need to cross-thread anything. There. Everything done. And then you've got that side doesn't go there, it goes on that side. So they do go on one way only. I'm gonna clip onto the back. Oh, okay. That just goes straight into place. I was gonna say I'll clip onto the back because I was prizing out from this inner line here to do it, but it just goes straight on without any problems. You can interchange those quite easily. The front as well will be quite easy to do as well. So while I'm here, I had some batteries once. I'm going to put the batteries back in it and see if this thing lights up. But with the magic of YouTube videos, I've completely lost them. There we go. See, pins are there, pins are there. There is this lovely little extra bit there if you ever get a battery pack. I don't have one yet. It will be on my shopping list. So that there, and that there, opposite. Clip the battery pack back in place and press and hold. It is looking for a Xbox, it is looking for a PC, but it's not going to find one. There you go, the Wi-Fi bit is there. Done. Happy. Sorted. That stick is going to be amazing. If I want to change the other one, I can do, but I don't have to. Press and hold to turn it off for about 6 seconds, maybe more, maybe less. Yeah. The only thing that's wrong with this controller is there's a tiny bit there where the gloss has come through. There's a tiny chip on here. I'm not selling this, by the way, and there's a part here, bit there. Yeah, it's exactly as I've said. Whoever's been using this has had this like this and been using it like that, and then they've absolutely killed that. But yeah, it's going to do me well for gaming on Steam. I'm going to play a lot of games with this. It's a good controller. I mean, I've been told by friends that it is a good system to use using the Xbox One on the PC. So we'll get on with doing that instead of the 360. So you'll see this more often on the Twitch channel. Twitch.com/retro tech Ralph. Just search for that, you will find me. I am there. I've just become I've been affiliate. I assume when this video goes out, I've been affiliate for a while, so that helps no end. So yeah, that's how you could change the controller joystick part on an Xbox One controller. I mean, look at me, I'm not even retro anymore. I'm kind of doing stuff that's yeah, live-ish, well, newish. So that's a good project done. I'm happy with that. Good. There's a good weight to these as well. They're really good. I like that there's more extra weight, especially with the double motors there and the batteries in the centre. It gives it a really good, you know it's there in your hand. So yeah, brilliant, excellent, job done. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Follow me on social media. Get rid of my cable for the soldering iron. Yeah, if you've got, I hope it's given you an idea of what's inside one of these. And it's not particularly difficult to do, even though I would have thought it would have been more hard to do, especially these parts coming off, but they are quite easy to pop off, which is quite good, a good bonus. So yeah, thanks for watching. If you want to donate something to the channel, again, like I said in every video, please get in touch. The links are in the channel, the email address is in the channel description. Please get in touch, please donate, please help the channel. Help more people helping out gets this channel going for a lot longer. And I'll see you in another video. Patreon's there as well if you want to help out with a bit of a cash thing. I do spend all the money on either getting stuff into the garage via things like Freegal or eBay or whatever things that I can actually get items into the garage with. So any contribution does help. The advertising revenue on Google does help a lot as well, which if anybody had noticed, I did a post a while ago saying that where the default configuration for YouTube is adverts everywhere, and I don't agree with that. Google owns YouTube. YouTube do what they want. I took out the mid adverts. I think they're after about 5 minutes, 10 minutes or something. I never realised that was actually a thing, and my apologies for not looking at that to start with. But if there's an advert at the beginning, I can't control that. There's no way in hell I can control that. It does an advert. It's YouTube. If there's one at the end, you can skip that one. You can just close the video. That's fine. But the mid ones, I had no control over until I figured out there's a tick. So that's come off. So at least if you watch an entire video that lasts as long as this one's going, because me waffling, is at least you'll be able to watch the full video. And there's an advert at the beginning. I'm sorry for that. But at least now I'm getting an advertising revenue for that anyway. So I'm getting a bit back to give into the channel, to buy things for the channel. Not for, it's in my back pocket and it's fine, look at me, I've got billions of subscribers, look at me, I've got billions of pounds coming in. It's for the channel to keep it going. And if you want to help out with that, Patreon's there or PayPal's there. All the links are in the description or the channel description. Yeah, you know the routine by now. It's been long enough. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in another video. Bye for now.